To add two polynomials, simply combine your like terms. To subtract two polynomials, you have to add the opposite of the polynomial being subtracted. And to find the opposite, you change the sign of every term. This is the same thing as using the distributive property to multiply each term by -1. When adding or subtracting, make sure to always write your answers in descending order. Let's do a few examples of adding first and then subtracting. To add, in example 1, we're adding two trinomials together. We begin by looking for like terms and then combining them. So -4x to the third and 5x to the third, we add those like terms together to form 1x to the third, which we could just simply write as x to the third. Our next highest degree term is x squared. So -8x squared has nothing to combine with, so I simply carry it down. And likewise, I carry down 7x because there's nothing to combine 7x with. And lastly, I'll add -6 with +9 and get 3. As you can see, my answer is written in descending order, so I've added these two polynomials and the problem is done. In my second example, I'm adding these two polynomials, and you'll notice that some of my terms have multiple variables. For instance, my first term in each polynomial has x to the fourth y squared. These are still like terms since the variables and the exponents are the exact same. So when I combine, in this example to begin with, I'll get 9x to the fourth y squared. Moving along, I combine my next set of like terms to get -2x cubed y. I have a -2x squared and nothing to combine it with, so I carry that down. xy and +2xy, I add these together to get 3xy. And lastly, I combine my constants, -10 and -3, to get -13. I like to think of subtraction as being a two-step process, whereas addition is only a one-step process. In subtraction, we have to begin by distributing that negative sign into our second polynomial. So I'll carry down my first polynomial, and then I'm going to distribute my negative sign into the second polynomial. So that it becomes -5x to the third plus 8x squared minus 9. And now that I've distributed my negative sign or multiplied that second polynomial by a -1, I can combine my like terms. -4 and -5x to the third, I get -9x cubed. I carry down my 8x squared. There's nothing to combine that with. There's nothing to combine 7x with, so I carry it down. And lastly, a -6 and a -9, when I add these two together, get -15. Again, my answer is written in descending order because I worked from highest degree terms, x cubed, down to my lowest degree terms, which were degrees that were 0. We'll do this process one more time with the second example. Again, I'll carry down my first polynomial and simply rewrite it. But then I must write the opposite of the second polynomial by distributing that negative sign, -5x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3. And now we again work from highest degree terms to lowest degree terms, and we combine our like terms. 4x to the fourth minus 5x to the fourth is -1x to the fourth, or we could just simply write a -x to the fourth, plus 4x to the third. I have -2x squared and -2x squared. I add these together to get -4x squared. I have nothing to combine my x with, so I carry down plus x And lastly, I combine my constants. My answer is written in descending order, so the problem is done.